Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Crystal Flaffy, and today we are going to be talking about Jackalittle. Since she is the current exotic going on, just started the last night. As of the time of my recording this, I've caught two so far, but it's neither here nor there. And let's just go right into it. Let's try to find them real quick. So Jackalittle is one of the mons that has 3 and 4-star versions. But it's weird because the fire one is also a 4-star, whereas normally it's fire, water, and wood are all 3 stars. But anyway, I don't know why I put up the stats there, but here's the Evo 1, cute little pumpkin. Again, cute pumpkin for Evo 2. And I just noticed yesterday when looking at the model that this thing is on fire and everything. That's so cool. I wish it somehow carried over to the Evo 3 design. But oh well. Anyway, here's Jacqueline, Evo 3 Fire. Here's the variant, Super Pink. I kind of like the red. Yeah, I'm going to go with the red. I like the red. So Fire Jacqueline is a tank and has pretty decent HP, I guess. Yeah, it's pretty decent for a Nat 4. And then her attack. Sorry, I had to pause there for a second. My throat was just congested. Anyway, her attack is a little higher than her defense, and that's kind of sucky just because you do want her to have a good defense stat, and her defense is actually pretty low. But let's look at her skills real quick. So her leader skill is Red Soul Recovery, which is pretty useless. Definitely pretty useless. You pretty much never will be using Red or Blue Soul Recovery for your leader skills. So if you want a variant Jackalittle, it is most likely just for the aesthetics. But let's look at her skills. Her 3 stars defense down, 60% 2 turns. Books bring it up to 70% and gives a 20% damage boost. And her 5 stars attack down, 60% 2 turns. And books also bring that one up to 70%, but only give a 15% attack boost. Now, she is a good debuffer. She is really good. You do definitely want to use her for Titans, build her full tankiness, HP defense or HP defense. Personally, I think I would go HP defense just because her defense is somewhat low and her HP is high enough. But see, the bad thing about Fire Jackalittle has nothing to do with her. It's just that there's 2 other mons that do exactly what she does, only better. There's Fire Boltwing and Fire Odin, who both have the exact same skills, just better rates. So, Fire Jackalittle is kind of unnecessary definitely unnecessary if you have one of those. But then, if you don't have one of those, you could still use her, but she'll do really well. It's just those 2 do what she does better. If you don't have a Fire Odin or you want to save your Fire Boltwings just for Shiva Fusion, then go ahead, use Jackalittle. She will help you a lot, but if you do have Odin or Boltwing that you don't plan to use for Fusion, I would recommend going with them instead. But yeah, that's it for Fire. Let's go to Water. And now she is a Nat 3, so she might be a little bit... Oh, there we go. As you notice, I have not Evo 3 Fire or Water. The last time she was around, I just didn't get enough to do so. And I haven't evolved Dark yet either. I haven't even got Dark yet, so that's what I'm going for this festival. Just because I don't have her. But anyway, let's look at Water real quick. I love the pink hair. Look at her variant. They're both good. But I like the brighter blues of the non-variant, so I would personally go with that one. So she is a defender. She has good HP, good defense, Her attack is low, but that's fine because she's not meant to be doing much damage anyway. And looking at her skills, so she has Seal on her 3-star for 70% 2 turns. Books bring it up to 3 turns and give a 20% damage boost. And then on her 5-star, she has Taunt, 80% 1 turn. Books bring that up to 2 turns as well, and give also a 20% damage boost. So you're definitely going to want to use her for PvP. That's really the only place that she's useful. There obviously are better options out there, being that she is a Nat 3, her stats aren't super great, and also it would have been nice if she had Fearless Taunt instead of regular Taunt, but being a Nat 3, it's kind of understandable. Well, actually, that's not a good excuse, because Wood Mona is a Nat 3 who has Fearless Taunt now, so yeah, that's not a good excuse, but it'd be nice if she had Fearless Taunt, but it's fine that she just has regular Taunt. So yeah, most likely would want to use her for PvP defense. I don't think she would do that great on offense, but defense she would do pretty well. You would need to get her fully booked just so you can get the most benefit out of her skills. Her books won't be too hard to get, being as they're Nat 3 books, and also they only cost 100k per book upgrade, so there's that. And build her full tank, so HP defense, HP defense, either of those can work. Personally, I think I would go HP defense. Yeah, I think that's what I would go with. But anyway, let's move on to Wood. Another Nat 3. So further down, I think I passed her already though. Yeah, here we go. Now I did manage to Evo 3 Wood last time just for the gems. I didn't have a use for her, so I didn't end up hanging on to her. But she can be useful as well, and we'll get to that soon. So there's the regular. Here's the variant. The variant does have that orange. I like the orange and green combo there. I feel like if this one, maybe if the pumpkin was orange, it would be nicer. But either way, overall, I think I still go with the non-variant. Because the colors are too dull for me, you know? But anyway, she is an attacker. Her stats are actually kind of low. Her HP is alright for an attacker, definitely. I wish her attack had maybe like 200-300 more points, that'd be nice. And her defense is also pretty damn low as well. But that is alright, because you won't be using her for places that you'd want her to be tanky anyway, so having low defensive stats is okay. Looking at her skills, 3-star is Predator for 30%. Skill books bring it up to a 45% Predator and give a 10% damage boost. And then her 5-star, it is 70% 1-type sap 2 turns. Skill books bring that up to 90% and give a 20% damage boost for that. Which is... It's really good because it is 90% 2 turns. That's amazing. It just sucks that it's 1 type. So, I don't know. I just never liked saps that only give 1 type. I think that's just a personal thing. I don't know how other people feel about it. Because, like, personally, I would much rather a 100%, or no, like an 80% 2-type 2-turn sap would be better to me than a 100% 1-type 2-turn sap, you know? Just because 2 saps per turn is much better, in my opinion. Even if it has a lower rate by a little bit, or 1 less turn. But I don't know. Tell me what you think about sap in the comments or whatever. Where you would use her. You can use her as a wood attacker for PvP. I don't think she would do super well there. And there are definitely better options. Way better options. That's not even like a debate. But she could be interesting for Water Colossus, I think, as well. Or her 3-star... I don't know how well her 3-star would do, just because that boss does have a lot of defense. But her sap on 5-star and being a Woodmon it could work. I think it could work, definitely. Uh, Depending on your team, she could do well there. You would definitely need a healer in your team. But then also, like, even if you don't use her, you'd probably need a healer for Water Colossus, just because that is, like, that's the one that takes forever. Like, even I barely ever hit Water Colossus, just because it's annoying. It takes me, like, 10 minutes to get through it. But anyway, you can also use it for GB7 as well, farming there, but there'll be a point where you don't even farm GB7 anymore, just because you'll be farming GB10, and then the dragon dungeons for the gems. But early on, she can be very useful for farming that. The Predator is good for the mobs, and the Sap could also be good for the Golem, just because that Golem also has high defense, so Sap could be useful there as well. Same with GB10, though I don't know how well she'll do there, just because her 3-star isn't super helpful against the Dark Mons. Like, I know it's not elemental specific for her Predator, but her stats are low, so she just won't be doing that much damage anyway. But anyway, let's move on to Light, which is my favorite of the Jackalittles. Where is she? I hope I didn't pass it. Oh, actually, I think she's a lot lower, because she was, like, released very early on. Yeah, there we go. Like, Jackalittle's one of the first exotics the game had, I think. Looking at, here's her regular and her variant. I like the variant a lot, probably because mine is variant, so I've grown used to it, but I do really love the blues. They're very shiny. Very shiny, yep. Looking at her stats, she's an attacker, very good HP, good attack, and good defense. Notice that all three of those stats are a lot higher than Wood's is, especially the attack. Well, of course, she's an at 4, so her stats are going to be a bit higher, but these are a lot higher. That's just showing, it's not showing that Light Jackalittle has high stats, it's just showing that Wood Jackalittle has low stats. Anyway, going to her skills, she has a morale boost on her 3-star, which is a 30%, but it is crit required, which is fine, because her 5-star is Hunter, which is also crit required, so you're going to want to build her with max crit rate anyway. Skill books do bring her 3-star up to 40% and give a 20% damage boost, so you don't have to rely too much on orb generation for her, and if you build her for a siphon set, it'll be a lot quicker for her to get her bar full. For her 5-star, skill books do give a 5% boost for her Hunter, so it is a 55% Hunter. I think that's weird, but whatever. It also does give a 20% damage boost there for that as well. Where you would use her, anywhere you want to farm, even Dark Mons, you know, she could be good with that. Though if farming for her, I do recommend Siphon Set, of course. Siphon does make farming much easier. You can use her for, like, story stages like Star Sanctuary. What other story stages would you farm that have Dark Mons? The gold stage for Aurora Plateau has Dark Mons. I only know that because my alt is running that exact floor right now, off to the side. I don't know about the last continent off the top of my head, so I can't answer about that. And then, of course, GB10, but you would need a full light team for that, as she would die very quickly. I do use mine for GB10, and she does go down fairly quickly, just because I only have 2 light mons on my team. So if she does end up getting targeted, which is very likely, because there's only one other light mon for them to target, she can go down pretty quickly. Only if she gets, like, if only one mon attacks her, it's fine, but if she gets ganged up on or crit, she's kind of fucked, so. And then also you can use it for DB7 for the same reason. Farming there. Does pretty well there. That is the Dark Dragon that gives, I think it gives square gems, so don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I will show off my Jackalittle as well. Let's see, where is she? And oh, I passed her. And she can also be used for PvP offense. She is a good attacker. Here's mine. Let's look at her design there. I do have her fully booked on Valor set. Crit rate, attack. And see the subs if you want. She does have over 100% crit rate, which is really good, as she really needs it. And her crit rate gem does give a lot of crit damage, so there's also that. I don't use it for PvP, really. I use it for CVC, and also for Golem's floor 10. I don't really farm DB7, so don't use her there, but if I did, I would use her there as well. And that is it for the Light Jackalope. Let's go off to the last, but not least, Dark Jackalope. I do not have this one. I will be going for her during this fest. Oh, I did get an Evo 2 last time. I wonder what I did with it. Oh, this was back, like, when you weren't sure if exotics were going to come back around, so I just ended up using her to evolve a different one, I think. I used her to evolve Light. I don't remember. But I'll definitely be going for getting her to Evo 3 this time around for the gems. Alright, looking at the design. This is kind of got a purple tint to it, you know? I like the orange and black, though. But it's like a purplish black, you know? Which, you know, I love purple. And this is like a black and magenta sort of thing. Love the pink hair. This is a tough one. I'm going to go with the variant. I like the variant. Anyway, she's a tank. She has really good HP. A little bit better than fire. And her defense is also better than fire's at the cost of some attack, which is fine. Looking at her skills. So her 3-star is Adrenaline. Heals the team for 5% of her own max HP. Books do bring that up to a 10% own max HP and give a 20% damage boost. And then on her 5-star, it is Sap, 70% 2 types 2 turns, which is the same as Woods, just better because it's an extra type. And skill books do bring that up to 90% as well and give a 20% damage boost. She is perfect for GB10. Absolutely perfect for GB10. Honestly, yeah, like slurred there. Honestly, I would say she's even better for it than like Water Persephone or Fire Sanzang, which I know they are better mons overall. They're better passive healers overall, but her kit is just more perfectly designed for GB10, specifically because of that sap. Not only will she be healing the team and supporting them, and she also has higher HP than them both, so her passive healing is better. But she'll also be able to do some decent damage to the golem just because of that sap, so there's that to keep in mind with. She can also help out with GB10, as being a passive healer, she'll be supporting your team. I don't know how well a solo dark tank would go with DB10. I've never tried it. I don't know how viable it is. Feel free to try it if you'd like. But I would, if I did use her for DB10, I would use her in a full dark team just to keep them alive. The sap isn't very helpful there, I think. I don't remember how sap deals with the dragon. I don't think his HP is that high. And then also you can use it for PvP, more specifically defense than attack. But she can do well with either just to keep your team alive. But of course for PvP, if you're using a passive healer, Persephone and, well, Water Persephone and Fire Sanzang are definitely the better options. Even Dark Jelly would be a better option for PvP. But Jackalope really does shine in GB10 mostly. You'd want to build her triple HP, or HP defense with some good, if you're using for PvP, HP defense with good HP and resist subs would be ideal. If just using her for farming, triple HP with good defense subs is fine. You don't need resist since the golem and the round mobs, whatever, don't like give any statuses that would be detrimental to your runs. So there's that for her builds. I did just realize that I did not mention builds for wood or light. For them, I would just build them typical offensive builds. So for light, you definitely need a crit rate gem. You definitely need to get a max crit rate. So Crit rate, attack, crit rate, attack, HP, crit rate, attack, crit damage can all do well. For Wood, you don't have to go with crit rate just because she's not crit required. But of course, crit rate would help. Crit rate, attack, again. Crit rate, attack, HP, crit rate, attack, crit damage are good for her. But then you could also go attack, HP, or attack, defense. Those would also be helpful for her, just because she doesn't have that much survivability compared to Light. But it's up to you which one you want to go with. Out of all the Jack-o'-littles, if I were to prioritize them, I would go with Light, just because she is useful, or very useful in more places. Then I would also go with Dark as second, just because she would really help with GB10. Then I would go with Fire, only if you don't have Odin, Fire Odin, or don't plan to, or you plan to save a Fire Boltwing instead of using it for fusion. If not, then you don't need Fire at all. Then I would go between Wood and Water. It's kind of hard. I should note that Wood would also be good for the Water Titan, at least early game, just because her 3-star has her Predator, so she'll be hitting decently hard. But I don't know, it's up to you to experiment with that. Anyway, that's going to be it for the Jack-o'-littles. Good luck with catching them all. I hope I can catch them as well. I really want to at least Evo 3 Dark, and then maybe Evo 3 Fire, just for the gems. Oh, I did Evo 3 Fire before. What am I talking about? So I just need Evo 3 Dark and Water. So hopefully I get enough just to do that. I won't be, like, I don't think I'll end up using any of them, like either of the two of them after that, but who knows? Anyway, gonna wrap it up there. Have yourselves a good day, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.